So after seeing Ralph Breaks the Internet, I went and saw Creed 2. Now, when the fall movie season started, I pretty much there were three movies I was really looking forward to: Halloween, Bohemian Rhapsody, and Creed 2. And I really been looking forward to this movie quite a lot. Um, this was a movie that I pretty much put on my schedule as something I was going to go see probably regardless. Um, Even if this wasn't even getting any good reviews. I love the first Creed. Big fan of Creed, the first Creed. It was actually my favorite film of 2015. Yeah, I know that's probably, I probably was probably one of the few people that put that as my favorite film of 2015, but it was a fucking awesome movie. I love the Rocky movies. I've been a big fan of the Rocky movies since the first one. They're timeless classics, especially the first one. And like, it is like Creed was a movie that it was a lot better than it should have been, because like on paper the idea of Creed was really fucking dumb, but the delivery of the movie was just fantastic. Like, it was really a well done movie, and it couldn't have gone any better than it did, honestly. And I was all on board. I was like, okay, they want to make a whole new series of films about Adonis Creed. Okay, cool. I'm all on board for that. And I even jokingly said after the first one, and when they announced they were going to make a Creed 2, they're like, I was like, oh, are they going to have him fight Ivan Drago's son? That's funny if that would happen. And then next thing I know, that was the fucking plot of Creed 2. And I'm like, what? I said, I was joking, movie, Hollywood. No. I'm like, but also at the same time, I was like, you know what? It kind of makes sense that there would be a movie about, the sequel would be about Ivan Drago, or Apollo Creed's son facing Ivan Drago's son. Because there's history there, there's a story there. As much as it's not like, a great story or unpredictable story, there is a story there. There's a story arc that has been established from the Rocky movies. So I'm like, all right, I'm fucking all on board for it. So like, you got Dolph Lundgren back. You got Stallone's doing this role again of Rocky. Like it had everything like to me like. I was sold. Like, I was like, even though the trailers, they admitted while watching the trailers, like it does look cheesy, but also the other Rocky movies are cheesy. All the other movies are cheesy, and some of the Creed movie is pretty cheesy, and it's predictable. But I still highly doubt I'm not gonna fucking love this movie. And yeah, to no surprise of my own, I fucking love this movie. I just easily is, just like the first one of my favorite films of the year. This was a goddamn good sequel to the first one. One of the best sequels I've seen in a while, honestly. Yeah, is it predictable? I've heard it's predictable. It's paint by numbers. It's like, yeah, if you see one boxing movie, you've seen them all. Well, I also can say that at the same time, this movie isn't always that entirely predictable. They'll throw a few twists and turns here and there, but for the most part, it is predictable. But at the same time, it is a really fucking well acted movie by like all accounts. Like, there's not a bad performance at all in this fucking movie, and that alone carries this movie from being just a stereotypical predictable boxing movie to a really goddamn good movie. I love Michael B. Jordan, like, as Creed, as Adonis Creed. He is a really goddamn good character, and he can carry this series by himself, because this is going to be the last time Stallone's going to be playing Rocky Balboa character, and it's about time it's obvious they want to try to separate the Creed movies from the Rocky movies and try to make it their own, and I'm fine with that. And if you got this kid to be the lead, who will carry these movies from this point forward, I'm fine with that. Michael B. Jordan is a fucking fantastic actor, and his performance is really great in this movie as this kid who obviously from the beginning wants to get revenge against Ivan Drago by defeating his son because Ivan Drago killed his dad. His motivations are fucking clear. It's not like it's not very cut. It's pretty cut and dry. It's like his performance is great in this movie. I fucking of course still love Stallone in this movie as Rocky Balboa. This is his last performance as he is announced as Rocky on film, and this is a great send off to that character. Even though I really think he should have retired the character like years ago when like the last Rocky movie, when he did the last Rocky movie, which is Rocky Balboa. I thought that was a great send off to that character, and that would have been perfect. He didn't need to make another appearance, but the Creed movies proved me wrong. But he's great in this fucking movie. I don't know if he's going to get an Oscar nomination. I know he's had sexual assault allegations against him, which I was worried about the release of this movie when that came out, because I was like, are they going to delay it? Are they going to fucking just put Christopher Plummer as Rocky Balboa? No, they didn't. But like he didn't get charged. He got found out guilty of any of it. So, man, he's a free man. So I don't know what he did, if he did anything or not, but he's been cleared of all charges. So, I highly doubt he'll get an Oscar nomination because of that. But because there'll probably be a fucking outcry. But even though he got cleared of all charges, but he's fucking good in this movie. At this point, he can play the Rocky Balboa character in his fucking sleep, and it'd still be great. Stallone is a fucking good he is a really good actor when he's given the right role, and like god damn it, man, I love Stallone. He's the man. I've always been a Schwarzenegger guy a little bit more, but man, like Stallone is a way better actor than Schwarzenegger. I'll be the first to admit. And he, like I said, he's really good in this fucking movie. Like he has a lot of great emotional scenes. Like you see, he's even a good story arc that continues from the first one, and kind of like the conclusion you get to his character at the end of the movie is really good, and I really it involves also a very kind of cool cameo. I won't spoil it, but yeah, I liked how they finished off his character. They didn't kill him off or anything. I was glad they didn't. I'll say that they didn't kill him off. They gave him a really good send off. I'll say that. Also, I can't believe I'm saying this. I heard this a lot going into this movie, but Dolph Lundgren is really fucking good in this movie. He is okay. Now with Ivan Drago, when the first, I love Rocky IV. That's one of my favorite Rockies. Honestly, it's probably my favorite Rocky sequel out of all of them. It's the most ridiculous, but I had so much fun watching I'll go out of all the sequels. That's the one I will watch again and again and again. It still never gets old, and I'll be the first to admit, like Ivan Drago in the fourth Rocky was just pretty much a cartoon villain. That was about it. And he was perfect for that role because he was, that's all he needed to be. Like, he was a cartoon villain. He was like something out of a wrestling, out of like WWE, honestly. And that was all that fucking villains in WWE were cartoon villains. And he, but in this movie, they make him a really good three-dimensional character with a good story arc. Show the pain and that this guy's been going through ever since Rocky IV. I mean, in this one, it's established that from the beginning that basically after he lost to Rocky in Rocky IV, he was pretty much disowned by Russia, and his wife left him, Brigitte Nielsen. Left him and his son, and they just, and he's pretty much left with nothing, no country. He's living in Ukraine with his son at the beginning of the movie, and his son's fighting in underground Ukraine boxing rings, and kind of making a name for himself. The kid who plays his son, he barely says a word in this fucking movie. I think the only stuff he does say is like in Russian, if I remember correct. But that kid is a big motherfucker, and like he's a real MMA fighter. I forget what the fuck his name was, but he's real. Like I said, he's intimidating looking, like enough that like, you're like, this guy could probably fuck me up, fuck somebody up. Like I said, they got a legit MMA fighter to do that role. And like I said, Dolph Lundgren, I give him a lot of credit, man. He's not the greatest of actors, and I'll be the first to admit, but he is fucking great. He is really good in this movie. I've seen a lot of people give him praise, and he deserves the praise he's gotten for this movie. His performance was really good. And there is that obligatory scene. There's only one scene between him and Stallone in this movie, which I was kind of disappointed. But it's not their movie, so I understand. But that they're not the main focuses of the movie. It's their Apollo Creed's son and Ivan Drago's son are the more main focus, but there is one scene that was really great between Stallone and Lundgren, which was really good. Like Lundgren's performance in that scene was really good, but also at the same time you're like, you need fucking subtitles while watching that scene. Is they're like, what the fuck are they trying to say? I was like, I got most of it, but there's like, it's not like, I remember the Expendables, like when they were talking together, having scenes together, and they were talking, I had trouble understanding what the fuck they were saying. Not as much in this one, but I did find that funny. It was like, you get like there's a whole story arc with the Adonis Creed's girlfriend, who he proposes to. Spoiler alert. Like early on in the movie, and like you and then they end up having a kid, which again, that's something that's not really much of a spoiler because it's in the trailer. The kid's in the trailer. But there's even the question of like whether this baby's gonna be deaf, or like she has degenerative hearing, and she's gonna be like slowly but surely losing all her hearing completely, and she's worried that because that is genetic, whether that her baby's gonna be the same. I won't spoil it, but it's kind of a little bit heartbreaking. Yes, that is kind of spoiling it, but it's like it's a really good, like she's a really good actress. Is it Tessa Thompson? Really good actress. Fucking really good in this movie. Like she's supposed to be the equivalent of Adrian. Obviously, like you can put parallels between the what's going on in these movies and what went on in the Rocky movies. There's obviously a parallel in what they're supposed to be their fake careers, but because I almost forgot until like the beginning of this movie is like Adonis Creed didn't win the title at the end of the first one, but in this one he automatically wins the title. It's the first fight you see is him winning the title, and then Victor Drago ends up challenging him, and that's how it all escalates from there. And it's like like Rocky, like the whole, like pretty much Stallone's performances in this movie is like him, showing like the wear and tear of like fighting Ivan Drago, and like the fucking sacrifices that he lost, like Apollo Creed and shit like that. Like he doesn't want to see his son do the exact same thing that his dad did and fucking die. And they play upon that when they fight each other. Like Victor and Adonis Creed fight. It's kind of done to make it like similar to the fight between Apollo Creed and Ivan Drago and Rocky 4, and that like there's a real danger in this fight. Like you could believe that he might die. There's a point where he almost does. But like this movie's really fucking good. Should I get into the spoiler of the cameo in this movie? The one cameo in this movie that I got a kick out of. Alright, if you don't want to know about this cameo, then stop now, go see this movie, and then you can hear me talk about it. All right, I hope you have left now. So Brigitte Nielsen pops up in this movie. That made me smile. Because I remember going into this movie going, I was misled by a lot of people told that she doesn't make a cameo in this movie, and I was hoping she would, but I was like, oh, I guess she isn't. People kept telling me she doesn't, and I'm like, everybody kept telling me she doesn't, and then she popped up in the fucking middle of the movie. I marked out for that. It's like, hell yeah, Brigitte Nielsen's in this, and she don't look too bad. For just having, she's what, 50 now, and just had a baby. And I me and my uncle were talking about, I was like, that's the most famous role she ever had was Rocky 4. I mean, it would be fucking wrong if she didn't do a cameo. I was like, yeah, exactly. It's very small, very, very small. She, I think, maybe has 2 words of dialogue in Russian, and that's it. I think that's it. Like, she's in the middle of the movie, and then she's in the crowd during the final fight between Adonis Creed and Victor Drago. But that's about it. Like I said, it's just established that she left Dolph Lundgren at the beginning, after the events of Rocky 4. That's pretty much all you're given, like what she's been doing for the past 30 years. So I mean, but it's like, that was nice to see her make a cameo. I marked out. I was like, what? Cool. I heard somebody laughing. But I was like, I marked out for fucking Brigitte Nielsen pop. And like I said, she don't look like dog shit anymore. I hate to be an asshole, but she has been looking like dog shit over the last few years because, man, but she looks like she's getting her shit together, and I'm glad. Yeah, I fucking recommend this movie. Go fucking see Creed 2. Just go see it. Like I said, I had a pretty goddamn good double feature in seeing Wreck-It Ralph, or Ralph Breaks the Internet, Creed 2. That was a fucking great double feature. I can't remember the last time I've seen a double feature where I seen really 2 good fucking movies. One in particular was Creed 2, but yeah, I still liked Ralph Breaks the Internet. Trailers, they only got 2 new trailers. Fuck. Oh, Fighting with My Family. Okay, so this is a weird one. I'm a big wrestling fan. I'm a big WWE fan, and this is a movie that on paper sounds like a really bad idea for a movie. It's a movie about a retired WWE women's wrestler named Paige. If you don't know who she is, she's this British female star that debuted in WWE at the age of 18, 21, and unfortunately just had to retire last year because she got a neck injury at 24. That's fucking horrible. She's had a lot of horrible shit happen to her in the last year and a half. Look it up. Look on just Google Paige on the internet. Some of it might not be safe for work. I'm just gonna say that right now. But anyways, it's okay, so they're making a movie about her. I knew about that going about a year ago because I've been watching WWE and they mentioned that they're making a movie about her. And this is why they're making a movie about her is because there's a British documentary that came out about her and her family. What was so unique about her family was that everybody in her family are professional wrestlers over in Britain, and she's famous because she ended up working for WWE nowadays, and even her mom, her dad, she even at one point, if I remember correctly, she fought her mom for a women's title and won. I'm not making that shit up. And she's tagged with her mom. Stuff like that. It's crazy, stupid shit like that. And like I said, on paper, it's that could be a good movie, but it's also, again, produced by WWE Studios. It's I don't know about that. But then you see the people that are involved in this. Stephen Merchant's directing. That's Stephen Merchant. Nick Frost is the dad. Lena Headey is the mom. They got The Rock producing and starring in it as The Rock, which is funny. You got Vince fucking Vaughn. who's like a WWE trainer. I remember, I was like, oh yeah, I remember a few months ago, like about a year ago, he was casted in something and everybody was wondering who he was playing. And people thought he was going to play Vince McMahon. That would have been fucking funny. And weird and funny at the same time, that to the point I would have had to see that just to believe it. But yeah, Vince Vaughn playing some trainer that never existed in the world of like the trainers in WWE, and so I don't know who the fuck he's trying to. It's supposed to be representing Bill DeMott, I think. If he's playing Bill DeMott, I can understand why they don't want to, name him. But I don't know. Anyways, yeah, honestly, on paper, this sounds like a dumb idea for a movie, a bad idea. Like, I like the idea, like the documentary and stuff like that. I've seen parts of the documentary; it is really good, but it's like, because it's produced by WWE, it does sound like they're probably just gonna fabricate a lot of shit like they love to do. But also at the same time, I saw the trailer for this movie. It looks really fucking funny. It does. The best line in this whole fucking, it does actually look pretty good. It's got talented people behind it. That's the craziest part about it. It's like the talented people that are behind it. And it's like, maybe this will actually be pretty good. I don't know. I've seen weird things be good movies. Like, wow, I can't believe it's a movie that's quite possibly could be good. I guess my favorite line in the whole trailer is one at the end where Paige is calling her dad, who's played by Nick Frost, and she's sitting next to The Rock. She's like, Dad, I'm sitting next to The Rock. He hands the phone to The Rock, and he's like, hey, this is The Rock. He's like, prove it. He says, if you smell. He's like, yeah, and I'm Vin Diesel. Click. I fucking died. Like, that had to be put in there on purpose because of the bad blood between Vin Diesel and The Rock right now. I'm sure that was put there intentionally. That was funny. That line was funny. I really do look forward for. That actually could be a funny movie. Like I said, the trailers sold me kind of on that movie. Like, it's again an idea on paper that sounds probably good, like it might be dumb, but with the talent behind it, it might actually be pretty good. And then the final new trailer I got was An Intruder. It's Dennis Quaid as this guy who ends up selling his house to this black couple. The husband's being played by Michael Ealy, because of course he's in these kinds of fucking movies. Every fucking one of these kinds of movies, these like thriller type movies. And of course Dennis Quaid kind of goes crazy and is stalking them and doesn't want to give up his home. And it's like crazy Dennis Quaid, so I'm kind of behind that, but it also looks like kind of like garbage. Probably it's gonna be garbage, but also at the same time, you're like, maybe Dennis Quaid will be good in it. Yeah, that's as far as trailers go. That's as far as trailers go. This week, I was figuring I was probably gonna get nothing this week, but we're getting Boy Erased, so I'm probably going to see that. Hear really good things about it. So until then.